Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas. Keep it simple or step it up. Been skipped last weekend. We had a couple of celebrations of life in our family, and so we took a little time for family time, and we're back today doing live. Today we're doing a 6x6 inch one sheet wonder. So we're gonna make four. We're not gonna make four beautiful cards, but I'm gonna show you how to make four beautiful cards. All right? How about that? We're gonna make us three where we start simple and step it up, doing the same method, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And at the end, I'm going to give you 2 sneak peeks of our upcoming retreat on July 30th, where we send out all the supplies to you and you create with us. All right? So with that, let's go down the hands and let me show you what we got going. All right? So we're going to use a 6x6 sheet of paper. Now this is just what I use as my template, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this so you can do it yourself as well. I've already marked 2 inches from each side, so you're only going to do 1 inch, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so all I did is I'm taking this here, and this is just my cutting board, and I came up here to 2 inches. Alright, so you're going to go to each corner, and all I did is take a pencil. Now if you've got dark paper, I'm going to rotate this. You can usually flip it over to the other side, and the other side is a lighter color so you can see your pencil marks. And that's just a quick, easy way that I've found that I can do it if my paper is really dark, especially when you're talking about designer series paper. But all I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm just marking 2 inches on each of the 4 corners. Now it's not on both sides, it's just one. You're going to make sure that you do it the same way, right? And then all you're going to do, now I'm going to actually draw and not cut, but you would be cutting. So if you're out there, be sure to say hi, all right? We always like it. We always like to put you in a drawing, especially when we do Zoe and Anna stamping. We do a drawing once a month. Hello, Jennifer. I am glad to be back. So all I do is I take my pencil, and I'm drawing my line, because this is where I'm going to cut, right? I'm not going to draw my paper, because I'm just showing you, right? I'm just showing you for demo purposes, so that you can see where I would be actually cutting. Because I don't have a line drawn across my paper. I guess if you wanted to, you could. You got to be sure to cut on that line, right? So I'm just taking my 2 little dots. I'm lining them up on the cutting line, right? Now, for some reason, it's not perfect. It's okay, right? You're going to still get the same effect. All right, so this is what you get when you get through drawing. Like you can see, I marked 2 inches. I just kept on rotating around, right? And turning my card, so I got just 1 mark on each one. Because this is how it's going to work. And then I just marked A, B, C, D. And the reason for that is I can tell you as I go and create sometimes I forget which end is which. So just let me show you, for example. I cut out 4 pieces. I only got 3 right here because one of them I'm going to do on one of the other cards. So I just show you. I got 4 right here so I can show you. Now this is actually solid paper, and I'm mixing 2 of these, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. But it's very easy. Let's say you said, I don't know what I did. Then it's easy. It's like a puzzle piece, right? You're going to go find where that puzzle piece belongs. This one might be a little different. It may be, because when I cut this, it was upside down. Okay, there you go. Let me do the other one. That'll be easier. But anyway, so that you can see, right? All right, so it's just filling in blank. So when I did this, I did it upside down because it's the lighter side. But it'll still work, and I'll show you that it'll still work because this is an alternate piece I'm doing. And so it's easy to fill in places to see where I cut, right? So if you get confused, just go put your pieces back together like a puzzle, all right? So you just hold the paper. So you hold your paper when you cut, you do your cut, and you keep your paper and you just rotate it, just keep it together, and then just cut again. So you can still see, let's see if you can still see the pencil marks. You see just a little bit of a pencil mark I did right there. And if it's light paper that you're really cutting and using, see there's another one, just erase it, right? That's all you gotta do. Alright, so I'm going to put the template aside, and we'll see if I can get a photo of the template attached to the YouTube and also on Instagram so you have it there. Now, being the person I am, and that I have special people that like 3x3s, so that was a 6x6, and we did 2 inches on each side, so basically that's a third. So I did the same thing. I just took another piece, a smaller piece, and I did the same thing so I could do a 3x3 card. So the way these really work is if you take the 2 straight edges and you're going to line them up, like this right here. Okay, so I have enough to make 4 3x3 cards, and this is for my special peeps out there that like the 3x3 card. And all I'm going to do is do the same concept, just sized it down, right? Because my paper here is a 3x3. So all I did is took some paper, 3x3 paper, and I set it there and I just did it every inch instead of every 2 inches, right? Because I'm half the size. So all I'm going to do is come up here and I'm going to put this in the corner. I could do another piece, but I'm just going to do one, right? And there you go. So I'm ready to go. So there's one piece that I have right there. And I'm going to add to it. I'm going to stamp it. And I'm going to stamp friend, because this is a friend I do this for. So I am going to put friend all over this one. All right. Now I have choices of colors. I am going to use the Night of Navy, because that's really the color that's in the background here. And it'll really show up good on this soft saffron cardstock. And that way I'm just keeping it simple, right? I can add bling if I want to, but it's just very, very simple. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me see if I can find a piece of bling right here. I am. I like this bling because it blends in with everything really nice. So let me go ahead and get some of this off here and put it on here. And I'm just going to put it right there. And I'll put a piece down here. And then I'll do one more. So, you know, and I'm just put it right in the center of that flower. Just a very, very simple little card. You know, if you wanted to, you could add a little ribbon, call it a day, right? All right, so that's the first card. We're going to put this aside just a moment so I clean this stamp. And then we'll go on to card number 2. Now, card number 2 is our standard size card. The only difference is I'm going to show you how. Emptied it out. So I actually have a couple of choices here. I brought, let's see. All right, so let's take this out here so you can see what I'm going to do. And I'm going to move these 3 pieces out of the way, because that's for me to make 3 more small cards. All right, so here we go. So in this particular case, I'm going to step it up a little bit, all right? So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to find one of these pink ones that's going to match and coordinate with this. And I'm believing I'm going to be able to do that real easy. Okay, it's easier than I thought. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I really want to just show just a little bit of the pink, right, as an accent. And I could do it top and bottom, but I was just going to do it at the top. So what I'm going to do is we usually show 1/4 of an inch. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch on the sides. Let's see here. It's going to make a difference, right? Because all I want to do is slide it up like this, slide it out a little bit, right? So I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off here, and I'm going to take 1/4 off an inch here, all right, my outside corners. So I'm going to do, and it's just going to give me some extra accent, right, an extra layer. It's just going to showcase that a little bit more. So let me take off 1/4 of an inch. So if you don't know what this is a half. You want to look at it from this angle. Here's an inch, here's a half, there's 1/4. So I'm going to just come over to this other side here. And I'm doing my outer edges, right? I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch there. And I could easily use that on the inside of the card if I wanted to. Now, this one, because I like a flat surface, so I just rotated it a moment. And now flip it back over, okay? So don't get excited about that. I just like to, when I sit there and cut, I like to have my flat sides. Alright, so then all we're going to do here is we're going to do the same thing we do with the smaller card. Now we're just stepping it up, right? So let me get some of that shadow out of the way. Oh, you know what? I bet you we did not turn off the spotlight. Alright, see what happens when you skip 1 week. And here's the good news. Hopefully we for whatever reason, we sat there and got this, it seemed like an echo. So we think we have solved the echo. It looked like it was the actual mic itself. So hopefully, but if you know what, if you hear any issues or you hear any echoes or anything, let us know. You know, granted, I'm not the one that does the technology and I don't have the answers, but I would get my techie involved and she has more answers than I do. How about that? But anyway, So it's all about creating, giving, and sharing. And one of the people that we did the celebration of life for, she loved that I would send her a card. I wouldn't do it faithfully every week, but I would at least send her a card and she would put it on the mantle of her fireplace. Okay. Now see, it just gives you a little extra pop there with some extra color there. And you know what? If it like this here, it looks like I can feel a little bit over. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and trim it. Alright? That's all you got to do. Don't sweat the small stuff. I could take my big trimmer out and do it, but that might be more challenging. So I'm just coming along the edge of my card because I actually got over with both of those. Thought I was on the edge, and I was not exactly went over. But I'd rather be over than under, right? Okay, so there we go. Alright, so now I've got my accent piece. So now I have choices. I like choices. So I brought two things as possibilities. I brought this here. I might have to just deal with it because I don't see where I brought my other ones. I have my other ones handy with me. Alright, so I was going to put a doily on here because doilies look so pretty with this paper, and I thought about putting something right there in the middle. So what do you think? So it's not going to go down here because that's really going to stick out like a sore thumb. I don't really want it to stick out like a sore thumb, right? I just wanted to accent what I've already done in the beautiful paper. So I'm just going to accent it. I'm going to put a little message right here, and I can put it up on dimensionals. Now I can't, this one will be a little bit more challenging, but I could put it up on dimensionals, right? For sure, this one will be easy to put up on dimensionals. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this, and I'm just going to put a little adhesive on this here because I've got the stuff underneath, right? So let me just, I don't need to do the whole thing. Let me just get my silicone mat here because I don't want it to get on my paper, right? Because I'm just going to run this across. It's not going to get everything. I don't need it to get everything. I just need to get it a little bit there just to keep it in place, right? That's all I need. And nobody's going to know that because it's going to be hidden by my circle. Alright? Except for you that's watching. So I'm just going to put this right here. It's nice and delicate with the flowers. And then I'm going to stamp this right here. So I'm actually using the Happiness Abounds deal here, the stamp set. And let's see, I want to get one that's going to fit right in there. Friend, let's see, a friend. I just did friend. Let's see if that's going to be a little long. See, it is going to be a little long, but that'll, you know what though? It's going to be okay because the words itself get in there. Let's see. Let's see if we can do "You are wonderful in every way." If that, how that works. So if you never know, I just sort of lay them down right here to see if all the words will fit. No words will fit. My little scrolly things won't fit. So I think I'm just going to stick with friends since I brought this up here and I wanted to use this set. Because I wanted to use this set. Let me see. Oh, wait. You know what? I have my pumpkin one. Paper pumpkin. Thinking of you. And this one is "You are the sweetest." I don't know. Thinking of you, though. I'm going to do the thinking of you. Okay, this is from a paper pumpkin. This is the one that we are currently doing on Fridays right now until we get the new one out, which we will be doing on the 31st. Okay, let's do this one. Yes. Alright, we'll just do Night of Navy again. If I keep on knocking that down. Let me step my scissors out of the way. And I'm just going to stamp this, ink it up. 1, 2, 3 is all I need. Night of Navy is going to go really well with it. Right? Because we got enough background. Could use some other colors, but this really stands out nicely, right? Versus using black. Okay, now I found my other doilies I was looking for. Lost and found. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this. And then this one's ready to put on here, right? And I'm going to put it up with dimensionals. Okay, I remember that was paper pumpkin. Alright, I'm going to put this up with dimensionals. I'm looking for my dimensionals. I'm still looking for my dimensionals. Alright, so I don't see my dimensionals offhand. Alright, Techie, do we know where my dimensionals went to? Alright, just getting some dimensionals. So we're going to put this up just right up here, and then we're just going to go ahead and put some bling. Now, I have two choices. I brought along a couple of things. We have these right here. Wasn't sure which is going to go with it and work. And I went ahead and brought this. And this might be too much for this particular jewelry or not. It's up to you. You have to let me know. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I do so like these. I mean, these are very nice. You can put them anywhere you want. Thank you. You can put them anywhere you want. I just happen to like them. But you can do whatever you want, right? Because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So like I was saying, we're celebrating life at my aunt who loved for me to send her cards. Didn't matter how the cards looked. Didn't matter the occasion. I didn't have to have an occasion, right? I did it just because. But she put them on her fireplace so she could see them, and it just made her day. Now see, I could do that easily right there, but I'm not. I'm just going to save this to the last one, but it just shows you how easily that could be. But I am going to go ahead and do like I did a while ago. These are just so nice because they just pick up the color of anything that's around. They're just nice, soft. And these are the iridescent rhinestone jewels, and they just pick up whatever's around them. So I'm just going to spread these around because these are just, I just like to put them in here. You know, I could even use Wink of Stella, right? So Wink of Stella is always another option that you can use. And then I'm just going to put one down here. Okay, so there we have our second simple card. Now we did 4 of these that we cut out, so we could easily do 4 cards, right? So I'm going to do 2, so I'll have some left over. But it's just to show you how easy you can make 4 cards. And you can do it as simple as you want it, or you can step it up. That's what it's all about, right? Okay, so this one, I'm going to move this out of the way because we're changing the scenario, right? Okay, so this one here is I have decided to go ahead and use more of that color. All right, so all I did was, as you can see, is this is just a 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to put it right on here. So instead of cutting it up like I did a while ago, I'm using the whole, kind of cover the whole thing with it to accent, just like I would any other cardstock or layering of paper, right? So this is, I was trying to think what the name of this is. This is brushed, it's a brush type paper. And I don't know if you can see it, I didn't have to do anything to it. That's the way the paper came, right? So I didn't have to sit there and emboss anything. I didn't have to do anything except use some beautiful paper. Alright, so I'm doing this, and then instead of going all the corner up here, I'm just going to go to the corner right here. See here? So it fits just beautifully. And this almost reminds me like a napkin hanging over, or else reminds me of like if you're going to mail a letter, you know, you're writing some nice fancy stationery, sort of reminds me of. But it's just quick and simple, like I said. So you can go make 4, do your 6 by 6, you easily have your 4 pieces, just go lay on cardstock, and you just have to put your sentiment, right? So you can either stamp it like I did the first one, or you can sit there and put a tag on here like I'm going to do with this one, alright? So here's this here, and I see how pretty that is. I really like that. Now I'm using the other doily. Now this doily I'm using is, I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this. If you haven't seen these before, they were with the Blessed Home set. And, you know, I'm not sure that you can still get these or not. But, anyway, you just flip them over and they're white, right? It goes beautifully with this. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to stamp this with gray granite. Because when I stamp this flower on here, I'm most probably going to have to color it, right? If I don't have to cut, you know what? If I don't know and I'm not sure, all I have to do is stamp off. Now, I have some white paper over there, but I could do it just as easily here. So see, it's going to give me the image, but it's not, so I have to color it, which is not the end of the world for me, okay? I'm just going to do this sideways. I'm going to see if I can put my words on top. I'll clean this in just a minute. Now this one was Thinking of You. I could put that up there, right? That would squeeze in there. But I really like the one I had a minute ago, and that was the one on Friend. I just really like this. So I'm just going to put either Friend, or let's see what my other choices are. You're Wonderful in Every Way would work too, but I'm going to stick with Friend. I'm just in that mode today. Alright, let's go ahead. You know, we got a lot of friends. If you aren't staying in contact with your friends, work on it. people have been sick or they've had other things happening in their lives. So just a lot of things are going on in people's lives nowadays, whether they choose it or not. So just get in contact with your friends. A card's a great way to do it. So see how delicate that is? I think that's what I like about this is this. Everything's so flirty and delicate. So, yes, I'm going to clean this one because this one's blue. And they do tincture the blue, some of the reds will tincture stamps. So that's okay. You just want to get the color off, right? So you got to do. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. But the other thing that I'm going to do, I really am going to color that in. And I can actually do this afterwards because I can actually do it with blender pen, which is right here, and some ink, and then color it in. Okay? So we try to keep this sort of short, right? We try to get it in there for you. Let's see if we can do this here. Because I can easily color with a blending pen anytime I want. Alright, so I am just going to put this right here. Okay? And then we can add some more. Now this is the one, if I really like this embellishment. It's one of my favorite things. Alright, and I can put this easily here. I don't think I'd want to do it there, but I could easily put it down here, right? Especially if I colored that. What do you think? Jennifer, you're out there. What do you think? Do you think you like it better on the paper itself? I don't know. Or just right under the flower. Or around the flower. What do you think? Let's see what Jennifer's got for me. Let's see what Jennifer's got for me. Okay, anyone else is out there with me live? Let me know. We'll ask you the same question, see what you think. Alright, so all I'm going to do is like we've done before, is I just tap this on there to the side of the flower. Alright, to the side of the flower it is. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to glue this to the side of the flower, like that. And then I can color the flower, right? So I am going to have to use glue though. This isn't going to stay without some two-dimensional glue. And that's what this is here. Oops, sorry, I had it upside down. And you're just gonna, I just actually just come whatever edges are higher, or I should say, if you're doing this, it'd be lower. Whatever is poking up the most, so that when I go, that's where I'm gonna want the glue, right? Because that's the part that's gonna contact the paper. So let's see if I can get the glue to come out. It will come out. It's just I didn't have it turned upside down. Okay. All right. I wanted glue and I got glue, so there you go. It's really better if you keep these hanging upside down, and that way when you're ready to use it, it's ready to go. And then I'll just put this like right here as a nice little accent to the flower. And then when I color it, it'll make all the difference in the world, right? So just show you, just for memory, in case you haven't been on before when I've done this, I just take the color with this blending pen. It's a blender pen, and it's just so you can do it. And as you know, you're just gonna come through here and just watercolor it. Basically, is what it's doing, right? And I'm just gonna scoop the color up. Is all I'm doing, and I'm filling in. And I just picked this color because I think this is a pretty color. It's called what are you called? You're called Blushing Bride. I don't create the names. I'm just using them, right? So anyway, this is what this color is called. It's Blushing Bride. I'm just going to color it in. I could use pencils. Granted, not right now the way I'm doing it. I would either do it this way or use the blending pen markers. But that's all you got to do is come in and fill it in. And it's easier. It is easier to start lighter and then come darker. I'm just sort of coming across, so I'm not really going lighter or darker. I'm just sort of filling in. Okay? And I can still add some bling, right? It never hurts to add bling. I add the silver piece, and so forth and so on. So I will come back and finish coloring that. It's a exercise at the moment. And so with that, let me go ahead and get some of my bling on here, and I'm just going to do like I did a minute ago, right? You can never have too much bling. Never, ever, ever. So I'm just going to put one over here. See how nicely that picks up the color? So it makes you think these are that particular one's pink, but I can put the same one here on purple, and looky there. So that's why these things are really, really cool if you've never used them. They really pick up those colors nicely. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you what we did, and I'll finish coloring that. So this is where we started. We really stepped it up. We started simple here with our little 3x3 card, and then we stepped it up, and I'm looking for my next card that we stepped up. It's amazing. The only thing that's moved is me, and not really that much. Okay, so then the second one we stepped up, we just added, I found it. Just got some things here. Okay, so we got a lot of things going on because we got, like I said, we got the retreat coming up. We're getting the packets out today, so just a lot of stuff. All right, so we just started simple here. Where we just added the paper from the One Sheet Wonder. So there's 3 more cards to be made, and there's 4 pieces out of this one, and I used 2, so I still have 2 more I can make. But this was just stepped up a little bit by adding some right here, and then we stepped this up here. And this one here, we went ahead and added more color. We added some more embellishments, and we're actually coloring in here as well too with another different type of goalie. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's always good to learn how to do things that are simple and step them up. It's always your choice. You can either do it as simple as you want, or you can step it up as much as you want it, and you do something totally different, because it's all about creating, giving, and sharing, right? So with that, let me show you 2 quick sneak peeks from the upcoming retreat. Here is one sneak peek. Whoop, whoop. And here is sneak peek number 2. Oh yeah, and this one folds up like that. It's a pop-up card. So there you go. So 2 quick sneak peeks for what all that's all cut out and everything's given to you, and we just do the assembly, right? We do the assembly and stamping when we get together for the retreat. It's a fun time for us to be able to come together and create together. So we will have 18 cards at the end of the day, and we will also have some 3D projects. So there you go. Whoop, whoop. So if you enjoyed this day, this will be posted on YouTube, so you can look back at it again. And the photos and all will also be on Instagram and Pinterest, and also be on Facebook too. So if you enjoyed it, please be sure to share and go out there and create, share, and give. All right? Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.